I haven't felt a rush like this since I won that marathon.
Number 10. Antonin Scalia's death. Family Guy likes its what ifs, and one of them sees Peter in a world where Quagmire married Lois instead of him. When Peter is given an opportunity by Death to change it back, Brian objects when Death tells them that Dick Cheney killed several political figures, including Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia.
Man, it's been a busy day. Dick Cheney, the chairman of Halliburton, shot Supreme Court Justice Scalia in a hunting accident, and a bullet went right through him and killed Karl Rove and Tucker Carlson.
Fast forward 9 real-world years, and Antonin Scalia died in his sleep, likely from heart-related causes.
He died in his sleep last night after a day of quail hunting outside El Paso, Texas. His death apparently of natural causes.
However, it was the day after he'd gone on a hunting trip. So while Family Guy didn't get the cause right, it's still odd that hunting was involved.
Oh my God, Peter, you can't marry Lois.
I don't know who any of those people are.
Number 9. Brett Ratner's misconduct. In 2007, director and producer Brett Ratner was accused by half a dozen women of sexual harassment and assault.
Today, 6 women have accused director-producer Brett Ratner of sexual harassment and misconduct.
While Ratner's legal battle over one incident ended without a public resolution, he's effectively been out of work in Hollywood for years, though he has been attempting to make a comeback of late. Family Guy, it turns out, knew the writing was on the wall years earlier in 2012.
I hope we're not too late.
You should not be out here. Bidding is about to start.
What the hell? Stewie!
An episode parodying the movie Taken sees Stewie go undercover as an underage girl being bid on by various wealthy men. One of these is announced as being Brett Ratner.
I have 50,000. I have 75,000. Thank you, Brett Ratner.
He's certainly lucky Liam Neeson wasn't involved. Number 8. Barry Manilow's orientation. Barry Manilow is loved by millions of fans, and some of his biggest fans are in Quahog, with Peter, Joe, Cleveland, and Quagmire all loving his work, even if they're reluctant to admit it.
I mean, he's got like one good song.
Yeah, I mean, Mandy is not terrible.
Yeah, the opening's okay.
The foursome attends his concert, and Quagmire is lucky enough to be serenaded by Manilow himself, to the tune of Mandy.
How happy you made me, oh Quagmire. Well, you came and you gave without taking.
I would never take from you, Barry.
Although Manilow singing a love song to a man may have been played for a gag in the episode, it wasn't far off from reality, as Manilow later came out as gay in 2017.
It was sensational. Kate, it was just sensational. And I knew it was going to be all positive because I know these people.
Although rumors had long persisted about his orientation.
And I like Weekend in New England.
Yeah, that's a good one. Looks like we made it,
Yeah, it's not bad.
right?
I love Barry Manilow.
Oh my God, he's the best!
Number 7. Charlie Rose's downfall. When Peter inadvertently ruins the career of local newsman Tom Tucker, he compares the anchor's fall from grace to Charlie Rose. A cutaway implies that Rose is doing the news after drinking heavily the night before.
Today on CBS This Morning, we'll be talking about how much sleep you need to not be drunk from the night before.
That's not what we're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
But little did the Family Guy writers know that Rose would fall much further than reading the news hungover.
The veteran journalist fired from CBS News, and PBS terminating their relationship with him amidst an avalanche of sexual misconduct allegations.
In 2017, a year after the episode aired, Rose was fired from both CBS and PBS after multiple allegations of sexual harassment going back decades. The show got the fall from grace right, even if how Rose fell differed from their version.
We now return to CBS This Morning with Charlie Rose sadly pressed against the window.
Coming up this morning, Christmas came early.
Number 6. Paul Walker's death. Much like his character Brian O'Connor from the Fast and Furious films, actor Paul Walker was an avid car enthusiast. However, Walker was tragically killed in a high-speed car accident on November 30th, 2013.
The deaths of Fast and Furious star Paul Walker and his friend killed in a fiery car accident over the weekend.
In an eerie coincidence, earlier that week, Brian Griffin also died in a vehicular-related accident. Both Brians meeting their fate in the same week struck several Family Guy fans as rather spooky.
Thank you so much for coming, guys.
Brian would be very thankful that you're here.
And while Brian Griffin ultimately came back because of time travel, all that could be done for Walker were some fitting and emotional tributes, both in Furious 7 and on Family Guy.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Number 5. Kevin Spacey's harassment allegations. In 2017, in yet another scandal that erupted from the hashtag #MeToo movement, actor Anthony Rapp came forward with the allegation that fellow actor Kevin Spacey made advances on him when Rapp was underage.
Spacey also under fire for his reaction to actor Anthony Rapp's allegations.
This sparked several others to come forward with more accusations of similar misconduct. However, back in 2005, Family Guy featured Stewie Griffin accepting money from Brian to go streaking through the mall yelling that he'd escaped from Spacey's basement. Clearly, Family Guy staff had the inside scoop on all Hollywood's unsavory secrets years before the press even got a hold of them.
So you're not interested in having sex with Kevin Spacey? Oh, good. Kevin's going to love that.
Number 4. Caitlyn Jenner's gender identity. In 2015, Caitlyn Jenner came out as a trans woman. Her transition helped spread awareness to non-trans people about trans identities, even if her views are considered odd compared to most in the community. But once again, Family Guy was years ahead with their predictions. A 2009 episode saw Stewie express his disbelief that Brody Jenner was born to a woman like Caitlyn.
An elegant, beautiful Dutch woman.
This may have been another open secret in the industry that the showmakers knew about beforehand. Or maybe Seth MacFarlane is magic. We know which possibility we prefer.
Hey, I've been right about these things before. Remember what I said in 2009?
Number 3. Robin Williams' death. Comedian and actor Robin Williams was a beloved icon for decades.
You don't know about real loss, because that only occurs when you love something more than you love yourself.
Tragically, Williams took his own life in 2014 after experiencing worsening health problems. In a bizarre twist of fate, Family Guy once did an episode where everything Peter touches becomes Robin Williams.
Gonna have some hot tea, baby, this morning.
While Peter enjoys it at first, Williams' presence everywhere begins to take a toll on his mental health, and he tries to make it stop permanently. It's a dark pseudo-prediction on its own, but in an eerie coincidence, this same episode aired in the UK the same day Williams died.
I guess Disney wouldn't let us do the Aladdin one.
Number 2. Boston Marathon tragedy. On April 15, 2013, the Boston Marathon suffered a terrorist attack by two brothers, whose homemade explosives killed 3 and injured hundreds.
Tonight, these streets seem frozen in time. At that moment this afternoon,
it was a horrific event that's still shocking years later. However, it's made even more shocking by the fact that Family Guy seemed to foreshadow the event in a cutaway. Peter mentions winning a marathon, and a flashback shows him driving through the runners to win the Boston Marathon.
I haven't felt a rush like this since I won that marathon.
It's already a dark joke, but with hindsight and the fact that the other parts of the episode see Peter unwittingly become a terrorist, the sight of him causing mass death at the specific city's marathon is downright grim.
That was some pretty rough stuff.
Number 1. Quarantine and anti-vaccination movement. In 2016, Family Guy did an episode focused on the anti-vaccination movement.
Well, that was before internet chat rooms made everybody an expert. It's a better world now.
Lois and Peter persuade the town to forego vaccination, and predictably, all of Quahog is put in quarantine until they can be vaccinated. While the anti-vaxxer crowd certainly predates COVID-19, it's still wild to see that the show predicted this several years before the pandemic began.
You happy now, Lois? Because of you, there's a measles epidemic and the whole town is quarantined.
The episode essentially boiled down the cycle of quarantines and vaccination refusals that have extended the pandemic across large swaths of the world. Given how frequently they predicted future events, we wonder if the Family Guy writers have been given a shot at something special themselves.
It's bad enough you guys aren't vaccinating Stewie. Now you're trying to convince other people to make the same reckless choice?
I'm also gonna pet a bunch of dogs without asking.
Don't do that. We don't like that.